As we walk through ALTR's free plan in this demo, we will be assuming a fictional scenario where you are the admin of a global food service business called Tasty Bites. Using ALTR, you'll learn that some users are accessing data that they shouldn't. So you go on to create a few policies that assure your sensitive data remains safe. Let's jump in. We're going to walk through how a new user on ALTR's free plan can understand, control access, and mask data in Snowflake. We are doing this by leveraging Snowflake's native policies and removing the need for you to write any code yourself. When you log into ALTR, you are taken to this onboarding wizard, which walks you through connecting to Snowflake. You are opting for the Express configuration so that you can be up and running as quickly as possible. You run one line of code in Snowflake to grant ALTR service permission to set up ALTR in your Snowflake instance. Then you have ALTR check that the configuration is set up properly. After validation, you follow the prompts to complete the remaining steps, including choosing which Snowflake databases to connect to ALTR. When the process is complete, you will be shown this "You are ready to explore your data with ALTR" page. Click the Let's Go button to see ALTR's main user interface. We will start with the Data Sources page. From here, you can view the details of your connected databases and use ALTR to classify your data. You can choose to use Google DLP or Snowflake's native classification. Now let's head over to our classification report. Here you can see that we've automatically detected PII in the tables contained in your database. And since your company has a loyalty program, you know that things like location, email addresses, phone numbers are likely going to need some policy. So you want to have ALTR follow those columns. This report makes it easy to tell ALTR which columns you want to govern access to. Now, before you start creating specific data access policies, you may want to understand how your data is being accessed today. What happens here is that we pulled in the last 30 days of query and access history from Snowflake to build a heat map giving you an at-a-glance view of how your users are consuming data in Snowflake. In this heat map, you can spot a couple of things off the bat. First, your marketing roles are accessing some sensitive data like email addresses, and that might be expected. But it looks like your finance manager roles are also accessing a large number of email addresses. By clicking into the heat map, you can see the individual users that are accessing data. It looks like Paul, a finance manager, is querying a lot of email addresses for your users, while all other finance managers are querying much less. To create specific data access policies, you go to the Locks page in ALTR. This is where you control access and mask data based on the role someone has in Snowflake. In this case, we are limiting access on sensitive columns like email to just a few roles that need it to do their jobs. For example, data scientists, data engineers, and business intelligence consumers. We're using column names here, but you can also use tags, including Snowflake object tags, to set policies on groups of data at scale. Here you decide to create a lock that masks last names, phone numbers, email addresses, and gender. Notice these policies are configured for selected roles. Now let's head over to Snowflake to see these policies in action. Here in Snowflake, we have a query that a user with tasty_bi role has been running. Looks like they are trying to create a list of loyalty program members from Germany. If business intelligence users should not be able to identify customers by name, then the policy that we configured that masks first, last, email, phone number will be in effect for these roles. You can see the results here. Of course, some users will be authorized to see PII data in the clear or partially in the clear. For example, maybe your data scientists or admin roles. You can see the results here when we run as the admin role. But just because some rows are allowed to access data in the clear doesn't mean they should be able to query for all of your PII. That's where threshold policies come in. In ALTR, you navigate to the threshold page to create policy that limits how much data your users are allowed to see before automatically taking action. You create a threshold that triggers when a user attempts to access more than 10,000 values per minute. When that happens, you can generate an alert for your security team, and optionally, you could also choose to automatically block that query from executing. If we go back to Snowflake and run an unbounded query as a data scientist, ALTR will replace sensitive column values with null for the queries that surpass the threshold. In addition, back in ALTR, an alert gets generated for this threshold violation. This can also be sent to your security team via Slack or a feed to SIM tools or SOAR tools. If you investigate and resolve the issue in ALTR, your user is able again to run queries just like they could before. So that's it. Using ALTR's free plan, you're able to quickly and easily classify your data, understand data usage and identify areas where policy needed to be applied, create policy to control access and mask data without writing any code, and even go a step further and control for your risk by creating thresholds in ALTR. If you haven't already, feel free to sign up for ALTR through Snowflake's Partner Connect.